Hey folks, Aaron here from Aaron's Practical Reviews, and today we're looking at the Canon 90D versus the Canon 60 Mark II. And this is a question I get asked a lot. Which would I recommend? This is actually a video I've been struggling to make, trying to kind of avoiding to make because because they're so different. Being one's a crop and one's a full frame. You know, the 90D is a crop sensor, so the image is 1.6 times tighter than the full frame 60 Mark II. And they're just so different that it's kind of hard to explain. However, they're similarly priced, and a lot of times they're the exact same price, around $11.99 when the 60 Mark II is on sale. Let's start with the bodies themselves. And the first thing you'll notice when you look at them is that they are extremely similar in size, in weight, and I actually get them confused a lot because they are so similar. And the big difference you'll take away from the body here is, one, the 90D has this little thumb joystick, this little mini joystick for your thumb to change the autofocus points either in the viewfinder or on the back of the LCD. And the 60 Mark II does not. Also, the 90D has a built-in flash. The 60 Mark II does not. A couple other main features on the body. They're both weather sealed, and the 90D has a built-in headphone jack, so you can listen to your audio as it's recording, where the 60 Mark II does not. Based on their size and the shape and the overall weight being so similar, it wouldn't surprise me at all if they had the exact same frame internally. Now, where the differences come here are the newer technology, the newer chipset, and the ability to shoot 4K, and how all that works together, processing with the new sensor in the 90D. And that's where you get the huge bump in the quality, the image quality, in my opinion, for video. So those are the similarities and the differences in the body when you hold it and look at it. Now, when you're talking strictly the usability of it for video, let me start by saying there's nothing wrong with what the 60 Mark II can do. It's totally usable as a video camera. However, you're just losing a ton of quality between the photo and the video, where the difference between that and the 90D is you're getting almost identical replication of the image in a photograph as you are in your video. So it's basically just running that image clean right through into the video, and you're getting this beautiful 4K video. So now this is the Canon 90D 1080p 30 frames a second. And one thing to note about the 90D is that it has eye tracking. So it kind of fine tunes that focus, which keeps me even more in focus, or a more precise focus than, say, the 60 Mark II or even the T7i, where it's just a box. So the focusing system on this camera is more advanced as well. If you notice that I'm a little sharper on here, even at 1080p, I'm sure that has something to do with it, as well as the 32 megapixel sensor. So there's a lot of things factoring in here, but this is the 1080p on the 90D. Now let's go to the 60 Mark II. Now I have the 60 Mark II. And I had to move it up quite a bit because otherwise it would have been way too big. But because it's up a little closer, and because of the nature of it being full frame and being closer, the background looks different, right? I mean, it gives a totally different look and feel because it is full frame. So the full frame aspect is a big deal. It does make a big difference. And there's a reason why people still flock to full frame cameras. Okay, so if it's doing this with the video, imagine what it does with the photo, considering that considering how much image quality you lose while making a video. So I'm back to the 90D, and now I'm filming in 4K, and it's going to have to be actually downsized to 1080p for this video. So it's not a true 4K, but it should still pick up a little more quality. If you want to see more 4K from the 90D, I have plenty of videos on my channel. But Another thing to take into consideration when you're looking at these two cameras is the fact that the crop sensor 90D has different lens options available at sometimes much less expensive options than the full frame 6D Mark II. And that's because the EFS mount, which is for crop sensor, EFS is a crop sensor mount on the, the 90D in different cameras. There's just different lens options to buy on the market. And EFS lenses don't work on a full frame. So although every EF, which is full frame, and EFS, which is crop sensor lens, will work on the 90D, not all lenses will work on the 6D Mark II. So an EFS lens will not work on a full frame EF mount, which is a full frame camera. So in other words, you also need to take into consideration the lenses you want, the prices that those lenses are going to be. So there's a lot of different factors going into this decision other than just the quality of the images and videos. See, this is where I kind of hit a wall. I don't know how to show in photos the differences between them because I haven't taken exact photos of the same things. And in this little tiny room that I'm in, I can't really do it justice, what I'm trying to say. But I'm pretty sure that most serious photographers go straight to full frame. And there's a reason why, and it's been that way for a long time. I don't think people who are really serious into photography mess with crop sensors. However, I think people who are serious about YouTube and video and, making any kind of living with video or just, a hobbyist or whatever is going to be totally fine with the photo capabilities of the 90D. I just think the serious photographers are headed straight to the full frame, and the 6D Mark II being at the price that it's at is an excellent full frame camera. Photographers will go the 6D Mark II, and for good reason. Videographers or you want a dual threat camera, you can go to the 90D. It's that simple. I'm the same way. When I'm serious about photography, I go to the 6D Mark II. Everything else video oriented, I go to the 90D. So that's it, guys. I hope this was helpful. I tried my best. This was a tough video to make because, again, apples and oranges here. Full frame versus crop sensor. How do you compare? It's not as easy as I thought it would be, and I actually thought it was going to be pretty hard. So it was actually harder than I thought it would be. Whatever. Anyways, if you like this, please give me a like, subscribe. I'm trying to boost my subscriber count. I've got like almost 1.5 million views and like 5,000 subscribers. That number isn't very good. I'm trying to bump up the subscriber count if possible. If not, whatever. So anyways, folks, that's it. It's my attempt to compare the two and to help you out. All right, thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.